In this video, I wanted to go over how you can name your files so that when you load the list mode, the FCS files into the analysis template, you can be able to clearly tell which patient and which tube it is you're looking at the data for. So we're going to start with doing a new experiment from template and browse and choose where you want to save it. For me, I save it on our own flow drive under Cytoflex, and I'm going to put this under test cases and then label a new folder, call it test. Today is, what is it? It's the 5th of February. Sorry, my bad, I had a few days off. Okay, and up here I want a new folder. Okay, test. Okay, it's taking a minute to update. Okay, so I have a folder now labeled with the patient's name and the file name down here, so I'm going to hit save. Okay, and then when that shows up, we'll hit our browse to select the template. Okay, desktop, section templates. Okay, so now over here, instead of just entering your patient ID here under sample ID, you can double click here, okay, and you can keep it as Kappa. I think it's tube 1 on yours, tube 1. So either before or after that, you can put the patient's name. And so since I called this 5 February 19, you can name it as that, and you can make this bigger to see, okay? So there's your sample, your patient ID, and tube 1. Then you can come down here and do the same thing, 5 February. Tube 2. Okay. Same thing here. So this way, each tube has the sample, the patient identifier on it, but you can also clearly see right away if it's tube 1, tube 2, tube 3. Tube 4. Okay, so there you have, it still shows all the tubes, but now you have a patient ID there. If you had another ID here, you could still put the same sample ID. Again, for me today, I'm using February 5th as the sample ID, but yours would be whatever your accession number normally is. Or if there's a secondary ID number, maybe you want to also put where it was collected, their accession. I don't know, whatever it could be, you could do there. Okay, and so then you would run your sample and let it go. I don't have any set up right now to show you. But then after you record your data, it will automatically save the data with this in the name. And then when you load it, it will have this at the top of your histograms when you analyze. If you didn't change the name here, you ran and collected your data and it still just said tube 1, tube 2, tube 3, tube 4, and the sample patient ID under the sample ID column, you still could use that, but instead I would suggest right-clicking on it, and then you would do export FCS file. Let me actually open an old template, an old experiment to show you what I'm talking about now. Let's see. Okay, so currently I'm opening a previous experiment. So here I didn't rename anything. So I thought, oh, I ran it, I didn't rename. Let's just right click, come down here to export FCS file. Okay, and then over here, you want to make sure to click on the FCS 3.0 high autofluorescence down here, it automatically selects area and height. You want to deselect height, and then OK. Alright, and then you're going to choose your file path where you want to save it. So if you're saving to Site Expert Data, choose there. We have a server, so I always go to that. Test cases. You would find the correct folder and open it. I don't remember which one this is, so I'm just testing. And then here, you could say test the specimen ID. And then which tube it is, tube 1. So rename it just like that. And then you would hit save. And then when you load those files into the analysis template, it will have both the tube number and your specimen patient ID up at the top, and up here is where we're talking about. I still have to do the video for analysis for y'all, so I will get to that, and then hopefully this all makes sense. Thanks.